What is happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video with your boy Thick Whips. Hope you guys are all doing wonderful today. In my world right now, it is Friday. Feeling good, man. So today we're heading back once again to Molinaro Motor Cars. Huge shout out to those guys for lending me their cars and let me do reviews on them and just kind of drive all of these different Porsches until I figure out exactly what I want. Pretty sure I know what I want, but it's nice to be able to compare some of these other models. Now, I'll fully admit I'm rather new to the Porsche game. I don't know a ton about them. If you're new to this channel and you don't know who I am or any of these videos, don't expect like a bunch of statistics being thrown at you today. I'm more so just reviewing these cars based on how they feel and my overall experience driving, you know, BMWs pretty much my whole life. With that being said, today's car is a 2015 911 GT3 PDK. So automatic this time, not the manual, which should be really interesting. I'm glad that it's not the manual because I want to be able to compare that PDK system to the manual GT4 that I drove. One thing that a lot of people brought up in the GT4 video was how they didn't like the gearing in the manual cars. That second gear is really long. I'll be dead honest with you, I didn't notice it that much. It didn't really bother me. Maybe I was just like enamored with the car at the time and it didn't really stick out. I also didn't get like a ton of time to drive that Cayman GT4. I had really low miles, so we basically just went around the block and came back. However, loved the car. I'm really excited to see how the 2015 911 GT3 stacks up to the Cayman GT4. The GT3 makes about 100, a little less than 100 more horsepower than the GT4. So curious to see what it's all about. A lot of people were saying that the GT3 is the better bang for the buck. I think they're right around like 100, a little over 100,000 for those cars. The GT4s are a little under 100,000. I know that I've found a couple of Cayman GT4s like in the 80s, and that's ideally what I would be spending on a GT4 if I bought one. So this one is in Guards Red. It's stunning, man. Like the red looks really good. Definitely has me thinking about some other color options in the future. But yeah, you guys, it should be a good one. I'm really falling in love with Porsches lately. Like doing as much research and just watching reviews as much as possible on these cars and really figuring out that like these are probably the cars that I'm going to be driving mostly in the future because I'm really like falling in love with them. I think they're just great cars. Anyways, let's get on the road. I'll see you guys at the dealership. It's gonna be a good one. Sit back, relax. 911 GT3, let's go! I love the Supra. The Supra is not going anywhere. I keep getting comments on the videos like, why are you replacing the Supra? Why are you getting rid of the Supra? Why don't you like the Supra? I love the Supra. Like the Supra has a place in my garage because it's so different from any Porsche. It's so different from the majority of BMWs that I've driven. It's such a cool platform and I do not want to get rid of the Supra. I won't get rid of the Supra in order to get another car. I will add another car. Honestly, like the Supra, the modification capabilities with this car, it's so easy and like cheap to tune it and like modify it. And it's just so much fun. This car's so fun. And there's not many cars like the Supra that have this curb appeal. Really nice RS5. Look at that blue, dude. This shit's stunning. I love it, bro. So there's really not that many cars that are out right now that are like the Supra, in my opinion. I just feel like bang for buck, this car is one of the best that you can get. A little underpass ripskis for the boys. All right, back at Molinaro. About to roll in here. Got the Bupra up front, of course, a little G-Wag. Performante ready to go here. A couple of Performantes. Which one are you taking, the white or the green? Of course, the GT2 RS up front, and then the older GT2 RS. These are both on the website. What a lineup. Imagine this was your garage. Today, we are taking you out. Guards Red 2015 911 GT3 in automatic. The the PDK. This red is stunning. Stunning. Yeah, it looks so good. A very rich red. I think we're gonna be taking this out at some point too, the GTS. I know some of you guys were commenting you'd like to have a little review video done on this, and I think it would be interesting, so why not? The red on black is just like a stunning combination. The white on black and the red on black. For some reason, those two just get me every time. I'm not always a red car guy, but I don't know, man. It looks so good. The red with the black just screams sports car. Interior is really pretty too. It's got the red trim matching the Guards Red exterior trim on the inside. So now this will be my first time actually experiencing the PDK myself and driving it. Having just driven the manual GT4 over there, now we can step into the PDK and see what all the hype is about. But this is a stunning combination. So just a little bit more expensive than the Cayman, but you're getting a lot of car for how much more expensive it is. Of course, the infamous center locks that people love on the Porsches. So you can see the difference in the two. GT4 is just a little more like stripped down, I would say, compared to the GT3. I know the GT3s weigh a little bit more. So this is rear engine, this is mid-engine. This one makes about 100 horsepower, a little under 100 horsepower less than the 911 GT3. All right, I think that's enough talking. Let's hop in and go for the first drive. All right, in the GT3, this thing's sick. Love the red trim. It's really well done in this car. It's beautiful, man. Like the Porsche cockpit is just so, it just screams sports car. It just screams driver's car. I love it. I am falling in love with these cars. The rear engine screaming in the back. It just feels like a track car. It feels so track-like. Big old wing in the back. These seats are very comfortable. These are obviously like the better choice. The carbon buckets, as cool as they would be, they're not very comfortable from what I hear and what I understand. In this kind of car, the fact that it would be like more of a street car, I would probably go with like seats like these. Very excited to drive this car. Let's get into the driving portion. Sounds amazing. The startup is just like, oh, it's so intimidating. But I'm loving these cars so far. This one also has the front lift, which is nice because the GT3s are pretty low in the front. I don't think we'll have to use it. I'm pretty used to low cars, but if we need it, we have it. Let's get into it. So I will say that like right off the bat at low speeds, the PDK is a much better system than DCT. Oh man, that was so smooth. Oh no! I might be a PDK guy. Man, now I'm like really conflicted. Dude, PDK is really nice. Dude, that tack goes up to 10,000. I think I'm a GT3 guy now. It's so bad that I get these cars because I just like fall in love with them. This car drives so well. Wow. I love it. Oh, I love it. Is it better than the manual? I don't know. I don't know if it is. I don't know if it is. Very different than the GT4. So I would say that this car feels much more, I mean, the GT4 felt really stable, but this one feels really, really planted. As far as pricing is concerned, you know, these ones, the GT3 is going to be a little bit more expensive than the GT4. It just depends on, is that extra 30, 40 grand worth it to you to have the GT3 over the GT4? I think both cars are incredibly capable. Oh, dude, this thing lives at the high RPMs. Lives up top. This thing feels amazing though, man. Like, wow. Wow, this thing feels great. Oh, the transmission's loud. So you can hear that PDK when you're rolling up to a stop. It's clock, clock. You hear a lot of things just kind of moving around. So it definitely feels like a track car. Like, there are characteristics of this car that are much more, just feel more raw and track-like over the GT4. I mean, I'm not even revving that out all the way, and that just sounds unbelievable. It just feels like a track car, man. So the red stands out, dude. That's the thing about the red. Like, you catch people's attention with the red. All right, we're gonna go through some little twisties here. These are the same roads that I took the G80 M3 in. Oh man, car feels great. Where do I sign? Sold. I don't know though, man. PDK over manual. What is the take? What do you do? What do you do? This is the best sound on earth. So the GT4 definitely sounded good, but it sounded a lot different than the GT3. Those are distinctly different sounding engines. The GT4 is the 3.6, the GT3 is the 3.8, but both cars feel really good. I will say both cars feel very balanced, very stable. This one definitely feels a lot faster than the GT4. All motor, it's just all engine, dude. Handles so good, dude. This car's so predictable. There are a lot of things about that linear power that I loved about my E90 M3, and this has a lot of that. Tommy, you were right. We are watching a man fall in love with Porsches before our very eyes. And I'd be lying if I didn't say that you were part of that. You definitely have convinced me to go into the Porsche world. Find a way to get into a Porsche because it is unlike any other experience. And you know, I was caught between so many different cars. I couldn't decide what I wanted. Yeah, they're priced a little bit more, but once you get a little bit higher, they're that much greater. People love this car. It catches so much attention. This thing is just like a magnet for attention, which can be good and can be bad. That's something, when it comes to owning a red car, that's something you need to know. People can see you and they see you right away, including cops. Right now, I really don't know if it's the PDK or the manual for me. The PDK feels really good, really good. But I'm starting to think, you guys, that the GT3 is, you know, speaks to me over the GT4. It just, there's something about the GT3 that it's just way more aggressive. Granted, you know, like I said, we're looking at two different price points entirely, but this car is way more aggressive, dude. Yeah, it's really tough to not just smile when you drive this car because of the sounds that are happening, the way that it feels, the shifting of the PDK. The big wing in my rearview mirror just like reminds me you are in a badass car. All right, let's put up the front. Front end is being lifted. This is my first, wow, this is my first time ever using a front end lift, and it's nice, man. So now we'll put it back down. Oh, it's like a cup kit. So sick. Love the red trim, and they even have the red and the leather, which I feel like it just goes so well with the red in this car. Seats have red stitching. It does have back seats. I don't really know how usable those are. So I will say with the GT4, you just have like a strap that's a handle, which is which I actually really liked. But everything is so well made on these cars. And the red is just like extraordinary. Such a good red. It's so deep. Oh, I just love it. I just love it, dude. I just love it. So what would be your, I mean, what would you guys go after? What color would you do? I think for me personally, it would probably be white. I think the silver ones look really good. The white ones look really good. But now seeing the red in person, man, the red is just like, it stands out. So good. Really love the idea of having a frunk. I don't know why. So much room in the frunk. It's impressive. Well, what do you guys think? GT3, GT4, PDK, manual? I'm gonna drive the GT3 manual next, and then I'm going to have a better idea of what works more for me, in my opinion. I would say that the PDK GT3 is actually winning right now in my book. The GT4 in manual was nice, but the PDK is on another level. Once you drive a car like a Porsche GT3 with that PDK transmission, it makes you rethink automatic transmissions. So again, a huge shout out to the guys over at Molinaro. They just do car dealerships on another level. You guys make sure that you check out their website. You can actually go in and look at this car on their website. They have a bunch of great detailed pictures on it, the price, obviously its history, all of that. Make sure you guys check out their inventory because it's pretty amazing. Anyways, huge shout out to the guys over at Molinaro, Ryan, all my buddies over there for allowing me to take this out today and do a little review on it. I am a huge fan of the GT3, no doubt. I'm kind of thinking that maybe it's worth it to wait a little bit, save a little more, and go for the GT3 over a GT4. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Would I get a 2015? I'm not quite sure. That's something that I would need to research a little bit more. I'm really just researching these cars as I drive them, which is kind of fun because I'm learning a little more about them. And you guys are really getting to see my first raw reaction of each car as I drive it. Also, make sure you guys go ahead and check out the new merch that we have listed on the website. A lot of cool designs, some designs for you S55 guys, N55, F30, the throwbacks, Gapplebee's shirts, B58 shirts, a little bit of everything for everyone. Make sure you check that out on the website. But just like that, we're gonna wrap this one up, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.